Hello everyone, welcome back to Daily Diaries Friday, where we dive deep into the latest news about the Sussexes and, of course, deconstruct all the false narratives the British media loves to spin. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. We love hearing from all of you. Now, today's video is one for the books, because if you've been following the latest royal commentary, you'll know that the British media and royal experts are having quite the field day trying to figure out why Harry and Meghan might, just might, have bought a home in Portugal. The speculations are out of control, and honestly, I'm having a bit of a laugh just watching them try to come up with reasons. But before we get to that, let's tackle a rather amusing topic. The British media just debunked their own narrative. At this rate, they might just be doing all the work for us. Anyway, let's get into it. We all know about Harry and Meghan supposedly buying a home in Portugal, right? So, here's the deal. Richard Eden at the Daily Mail was the one who broke the news. But the funny part? Well, this is the same outlet, the same so-called journalist, that keep pushing the Harry and Meghan are running out of money narrative. But now, they are implicitly admitting that the Sussexes are wealthy enough to afford a second home worth at least 3.6 million euros, or around 4 to 5 million USD. Isn't that fascinating? I mean, this is the same media that has spent years claiming that Harry and Meghan are broke, that their Netflix deal is a failure, and that they're somehow on the verge of financial ruin. And yet, here they are, reporting on the Sussexes' potential purchase of a luxury villa in Portugal. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. The villa is said to be located in Comporta, a stunning, unspoilt stretch of beach just south of Lisbon. Princess Eugenie and her husband, Jack Brooksbank, are already familiar with this area because Jack works in marketing and sales for a luxury development there, the Costa Terra Golf and Ocean Club. Jack's been working for Mike Meldman's Discovery Land company, which is behind the development of Costa Terra. For those who don't know, Mike Meldman is a property tycoon and one of the co-founders of Casamigos Tequila, alongside George Clooney and Randa Gerber. Okay, those details are a little bit boring. So, in short, we're talking about a high-end A-list community here. And it's believed that Jack may have played a role in convincing Harry and Meghan to purchase one of the luxurious villas, which come with access to all kinds of amazing amenities, including a golf club and, of course, proximity to the ocean. Sounds pretty fabulous, doesn't it? But let's pause for a second and think about what this means for all the ridiculous narratives the British media has been pushing about Harry and Meghan's finances. I mean, how many times have we seen headlines screaming about how the money is running out? Or how they're desperate for cash? Well, if they're really out of money, how are they allegedly affording a second home in an A-list exclusive community in Portugal? A home that costs at least 3.6 million euros? It doesn't add up, does it? What's actually happening here is that the British media has been spinning these untrue narratives for so long, they're now contradicting themselves. On one hand, they want to paint Harry and Meghan as financially struggling, but on the other hand, they're admitting that the couple can afford a multi-million-dollar property. The truth always comes to light, and sometimes the liars are the ones who end up revealing it. But why do they keep pushing this narrative of financial ruin? Well, it's simple. They want to undermine the Sussexes' success. They can't stand the fact that Harry and Meghan have stepped away from the royal family, built their own life in California, and become financially independent. And let's not forget, their Netflix deal is thriving. Archewell is doing great work, and all their initiatives and partnerships are a massive success. But that doesn't fit the media's agenda, does it? Instead, they want people to believe that Harry and Meghan are struggling without the royal family's financial support, that they regret leaving, and that they'll come crawling back to the UK. But stories like this potential home purchase in Portugal, it completely debunks that narrative. It shows that they're not just surviving, they're thriving. Now, on to the next story that has me chuckling. The British media is absolutely losing it, trying to figure out why Harry and Meghan would buy a house in Portugal. The answer is simple, but the theories they've come up with, you won't believe them. Again, while we can't confirm that the Sussexes have bought a vacation home in Portugal, that hasn't stopped the media and royal commentators from having a complete meltdown over the idea. And I've got to be honest, watching them try to come up with reasons why Harry and Meghan would dare to do such a thing has been downright hilarious. One of the so-called royal commentators, Hugo Vickers, shared his take with The Sun, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. According to Hugo, there are 2 reasons why Harry and Meghan might go to Portugal. The first one? Well, he points out that Harry is very close to his cousin, Princess Eugenie, and that the two have always stayed in touch. And you know what? Fair enough. Harry and Meghan have shown time and again that family, the ones who don't throw them under the bus, mind you, are important to them. And Eugenie is important to them. So, why not live close to them? But the second reason Hugo suggests? Oh, it's something straight out of a conspiracy theory. He claims that if Donald Trump gets re-elected, he'll move Harry out of America because, get this, Trump apparently doesn't like Meghan or Harry for things they've said about him. Hugo says Trump would do it to show his strength and power, as if deporting a royal would be some kind of victory lap for him. Now, I don't know about you, but this theory just left me shaking my head. First of all, we all know that no president has the power to just up and deport a legal resident, let alone an American citizen like Meghan, just because they don't like what they've said. This isn't some dictator-run country, folks. It's called freedom of speech, something that should be common knowledge at this point. In fact, someone online put it perfectly. No president has that kind of power. If they did, Trump would have deported all the Muslim immigrants a long time ago. And they're absolutely right. The idea that Trump, or any president, could just make Harry leave the US is nothing but fantasy. So, if Harry and Meghan ever decide to move to Portugal, or anywhere else, you can bet it's because they want to, not because they've been forced out by some imaginary political vendetta. Now, let's get real for a second. If Harry and Meghan are thinking about buying a home in Portugal, it's probably for the same reason rich people buy vacation homes all the time. As an investment, a getaway, or maybe even for family reasons. Portugal is beautiful, the cost of living is reasonable, and, as Hugo himself pointed out, it's close to the rest of Europe, making it an easy hub for travel. Maybe they just want a little slice of peace and quiet. It's not that deep. But of course, that won't stop the British media from running wild with these ridiculous fantasies. They love to obsess over every move Harry and Meghan make, or might make, because they know it sells papers. Whether it's fabricating stories about them being exiled from the US, or suggesting that Harry somehow doesn't fit in with California life, the media will always twist the narrative to make it look like something sinister is going on. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are out here living their best lives, raising their kids, working on meaningful projects, and staying close to the family members who support them. And let's not forget, they've always made it clear that they're going to do things their way, regardless of what the media says or the royal family thinks. So, to sum it all up, could Harry and Meghan be buying a home in Portugal? Sure, maybe. But if they do, it's on their terms. Not because of some wild conspiracy about Donald Trump or any other political nonsense. The British media can speculate all they want, but at the end of the day, Harry and Meghan will make the decisions that are best for them and their family. Secondly, while we can't yet confirm whether Harry and Meghan have indeed purchased a home in Portugal, the very fact that the British media is reporting on it says a lot. It's an implicit admission that the Sussexes are not financially struggling, and it exposes just how flawed and dishonest their narratives about Harry and Meghan really are. At the end of the day, Harry and Meghan are doing just fine. They've built a successful life away from the toxicity of the British media and the institution that tried to control them. And if they want to buy a multi-million-dollar villa in Portugal, good for them. They've earned it. But what do you think? Do you believe these reports about Harry and Meghan's Portugal home? And more importantly, how do you think this affects the narrative around their finances? Also, do you believe there's anything deeper to this Portugal rumour? Or is it just the media doing what they always do? Overreacting and spinning wild stories? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on this one. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.